Hi guys, I'm Alex and I have a YouTube channel, and I've asked my community if they would like to ask me questions, embarrassing questions, where I try and look cool answering them. It's probably actually a good time to say we're on the new Threads, you know, that new app that's out that's part of Instagram and Facebook, the Meta Twitter. Follow us on there, the link is down below. This is where we're getting a few of the questions from. If you were there already, you see, you'd have been a part of this. All right, so we've got a few questions for our Q&A today, which I'm not too surprised about because it's been years since we last did this, so lots of questions to be answered. Straight into it, John Bentley 6309. Cheers, John, for the question. What aspect of your game would you like to improve, and would you be prepared to sacrifice another to do so? Oh, John, you've got no idea. Definitely take some of the distance away for some sort of, at least, distinctly average short game, because I don't think the more vlogs we do, you'll see just how bad my short game actually is. Nah, I didn't even do it on purpose. For flip's sake, man. I would definitely sacrifice 20-30 yards for the ability to chip. Right, switch it off. You see what I mean? This is it. It's in my head. And now, some days I'm okay, some days I'm not, but that's golf in general. Thomas Wilkes 9293. What is it with all the numbers at the end? Do you need numbers or something? Thomas Wilkes 9293, John Bentley 6309. What do you think? Cheers, Tom. Anyway, mate, what do you think is the biggest mistake beginners make when practicing on the range? That's easy. And I'd even scratch out the beginner word and just put just about everyone has been guilty of this, and that's having no structured practice on the range, just going and bashing balls like I really want to. You're not learning anything. You're just hitting balls. You need some sort of something to work on swing-wise, or whether that's pre-shot routine or just something to actually work on, and spend your time each ball like it's your pre-shot routine on the course. It means as much as a shot on the course, because the range you can hit 3 bad and you'd be like, oh well, it's killed Brenda 3 times, but the problem is if you hadn't done that, your scorecard's probably wrecked. So deeper meaning for each shot. Buy less balls. Don't buy 45,000 golf balls. Buy 40, 50 and spend that full pre-shot routine time on each ball. So that would be my advice. It's not a question or anything, but look at this. Look at the greenery. It's one thing you don't get in Oz as much anyway, so there are pros and cons to both, and being from here originally, I do miss the green. I do miss like that British Bake Off vibe. That's one thing that always drew me back. Love the British Bake Off, what that really had in terms of being from, you know, the UK. It's just gorgeous, it really is. It does rain a lot, that's not great, let's be honest, but apart from that. MA Stars 22, thank you. If you could play and film with any YouTube golfer or channel, who would be your first pick? Bloody hell, that's a tough question. Not Robbo. Definitely not. Nah, I've missed him. Probably Robbo, it's been a while. I'd literally film with the majority. You know, if you want a bit of a laugh, don't take yourself too seriously, and you're not a we'll collaborate, yeah. But jokes aside, that's one of the main reasons I came here, to be closer to my fellow YouTube pals, to be able to do stuff together like we have done recently with Dan Hedrickson, and we had an absolute ball of a time. It just made me realise how much I've missed it, because yes, I had Tommy, but you still feel very much on your own. It's probably a good time to answer a question because I think it's going to rain. So Turbo Nerd, you're up, 3075, lovely numbers. When was the eureka moment for you driving the ball a country mile? What was the drill feel that led to that distance breakthrough? Good question. So we used to go down to the course a lot in the school holidays, and we'd spend, my dad would drop me off at 6 and I'd get picked up at 7, so it'd be like 12, 13 hours of pure golf, 36 holes, a couple of baskets of balls. But a eureka moment that I remember very well was I was trying to really get the shoulder turn, big shoulder turn. It's so easy to get disconnected early, and I was just trying to get that really big shoulder turn to the point where you're stretching your abs and it's that feeling. And I was doing this with a 5-iron, and I remember these guys, bearing in mind we played 36 holes every single day for 6 weeks during the school holidays, and the guys turned around to me and said, "Al, that was an incredible swing." And I remember it very well because that one moment was when I tried to change something, and it obviously went to parallel, it was perfectly timed, and I got this huge pain. And the couple of days afterwards, I tried it more and more, and it was like I was doing ab crunches. So since then I knew it wasn't just about swinging arms, everything had to work together, and this X factor of the body was huge, like an elastic band, really tense, and then just letting it go, like an archer. So that was it. They go, pretty deep that, weren't it? Yeah. Cave and Pile 1352. What are your swing thoughts for a draw and a fade? Now you're probably going to expect something really scientific for this answer, but there isn't one. I'm all feel, for sure. So I don't necessarily set up any differently. So for my fade, what I try to do is, my natural stock shot is a draw. So I feel that my draw, if I hit it standard, it's going to go right to left. So I tend to aim slightly right and it'll come back. Now my fade is almost non-existent, so when I do that, it tends to go relatively straight, and if I get it just right, it tends to be a little lovely soft. What were we saying? Yeah, so a fade, if I get it right, I get a little bit of movement left to right. But what I tend to do is, my feel is having the hands, obviously quietening the hands at impact, so I'm not getting as much rotation. So I'll exit left at the pocket, and that'll start the initial start line left of target, and hopefully the hands will be probably pulling it, but a little bit open to path, and we'll get that fade back. I'm worried about hitting the shot because I'm worried about the camera falling down. Petal, stay there. All right, just stay there for us, just a sec. I'm just gonna hit a shot. I'm on the edge here, I could get bursts of wind. Path has got to be butt end towards the left pocket and quietening those hands. I do not ever want that golf shot back. There you go. Do we have time for another one? I think so. Oh, it's my Tatiana. What's the bucket list course you've yet to play in GB, and will you play it this year? My bucket list is huge. I'll play anything, I really will, but I've got a few that really are, you know, true bucket list courses. Royal County Down is definitely one of them. It's one of the best courses in the world. And I tease it because I drive around it a lot and I've not played it yet. But Northern Ireland, like in WA, very, very lucky for courses around here. Like just down there, we've got Royal Belfast, Hollywood's here. Out up there, we've got Port Rush, then we've got Port Stewart. You know, it is honestly obscene with how many good golf courses are around here. So I feel like I've got to tick off a lot here in NI, and then St Andrews. I've got to do St Andrews. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about actually playing it, but it's just one you've got to get ticked off. So that's there as well. Sunningdale, never played, would like to do. But as far as GB's concerned, N Ireland, I ticked K Club off. That was great to play. Sea Dog, will you do a collab with Chris Dennis and James Robinson for Aimpoint? I'll collab with Chris for sure. No problem. Chris, all right, mate. Who's the other one? James Robinson. Especially if we've got to. If he's there, he can join us, sure. For Aimpoint putting. If so, do we get a 9-hole vlog after for the gains and chaos? So, funny enough, I did a bit of coaching, assistant coaching with Jamie Donaldson, flipping 12 years ago. So I got clued up on Aimpoint Express, did really like it, and it's something I would like to take further actually. I know those boys are well into it. But I've had a lot of experience over the years with the Express side of Aimpoint, so I would definitely like to get involved with that. Whether that's with those boys or not, we'll be doing a video with them anyway, but yeah, exciting times. Brian Fuller, 1818. If you were to choose one brand sponsor for clubs, who would you pick and why? I get this a lot, and there isn't, I'd play them all, is what I'm trying to say. If I could get my words out. There are, like I say, they are there for a reason. I think I get to a point where I'd have to go with someone who has a ball. There are a few companies that don't have a ball, but I've always said, at least for the last 2 or 3 years, I could easily go top to bottom easily of Taylormade. We get on, I like the look of it, it just works for my game. So Taylormade, always there, but I could play Wilson this year. Love the putters, love the wedges, love the irons, love the woods. You know, if you actually think about the range, and the balls I've not done much testing on, but I've got some to test, and I've heard they're very good. So the price difference from top to bottom of Wilson to top to bottom of Taylormade will be quite significant, which is interesting. The sun is out. Lovely. Here comes the sun. Daniel Hunt, 4474. Did you have a tea party with Brenda before you left? I can imagine it was an emotional one. You've got no idea, mate. But I actually got a message to say she's coming to visit. I don't know whether I didn't see a ticket back though, so I don't know whether she's actually staying. I didn't invite her, but she might be coming here. Patrick 111390. Are you open to a match with FP for Bob Does Sports? That's Fat Perez. I don't watch much golf YouTube, I'll be honest with you. But I know these guys are killing it, and yes, I've heard many great things about the bloke. I think we'd get on like a house on fire and have lots of fun, so I would love to have a do a video with Fat Perez and the Bob Does Sports guys. Paisley Pole Vaulter 12. Did Tommy catch anything while having multiple visits to Barbara's Bush during your 3-hole match? Yeah, he's not been the same since. Bit of a temperature, some itching. I mean, if you stand in a bush for a while, you're gonna itch, right? Derek Simpson 1284. It's you and 3 other players. Name your perfect foursome. Anyone alive or dead? Gotta be Tiger. That's an easy one for me. I'm a huge. If it's dead, then. I mean, it's hard to not bring family members back, right? Just to spend an extra round with them. But if we put that aside, I'd have to say Sinatra. We'll go for one that's passed away, and then God, me and 3 others are difficult. I love Valentino Rossi, but I'd have to go Marco Simoncelli. He was my favourite ever rider. They also passed away. Be quite an interesting dynamic of a 4-ball, that one. I don't know why I even hope for it to go in. Like, what does it go in? Has anyone ever seen a putt go in at that distance? Because I can't remember the last time I did. Daniel Norrie 2260. Any plans to play in Scotland? Oh, you've got no idea. Yes, Royal Darnock also. Oh no, I want to do a full tour of Scotland. I've not played much, and it takes you moving to Australia to realise how lucky you had it. You know, it was just a couple of hours up north for me, and to think I've not played some of the best courses in the world is quite remarkable. Graham Murray, when's the Rory collab happening? Well, never say never, but you know, he's a very busy man. I don't think I'm his priority, let's be honest. Grant Hawkridge 5949, chocolate or vanilla ice cream. Now, I'm more of a starter kind of guy, so if you know me, I'm not a huge dessert. I don't like cake, which might surprise you, but I don't like cake, which is quite hilarious. Dessert-wise, I'm very picky. Ice cream I can take or leave. I don't mind it with like an apple crumble or something like that, but I'd say, I don't mind a Ben & Jerry's every now and again, but from a dessert point of view, I'd go vanilla. Chris Sellins, mate, you are starting some fights here. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? It's not even a question. Absolutely not, Chris. Okay? Even like I say, if you want to start this, even Bruce Willis has said that it's not a Christmas movie, so what more do you need, you know? A few questions done. We'll do another one next month as well. I'm going to do one of these a month, so if you have any questions, I'll set up some communities in Discord if you want to stick it in there as well, and I'll get to them for sure. Also, there's a lot of stuff happening in the threads and in Discord, so join us if you want to be a part of more of the videos. And guys, thank you for your questions, and I'll see you next time.